Hello everybody, I'm Elspeth and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So today I'm going to be doing my go-to blue cut crease. I love blue eyeshadow and I do this look quite a lot. And I'm going to be going a bit more in depth in the eyeshadow portion to kind of give you guys some tips and tricks on how I do my eyeshadow looks. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you want to see how to get this look, then keep on watching. So to get started, I'm going to be priming my eyelids just with some foundation, and I actually have like none left. Fun! So I'm just going to be applying that to my lids. So when doing eyeshadow looks, if you really want a very pigmented look, you don't want to set your concealer. You can use concealer, foundation, or an eye primer if you're into that, but don't set it, whatever you do, because that way when you put the shadow on, it'll really stick and you get that really rich pigmentation to it. So that's definitely the best way to do it, and especially if you're doing bright looks, so you're using bright colors and things like that, because those types of colors are harder to make, so sometimes the pigmentation is not quite as good. So first I'm taking the Sephora Pro editorial palette. If you like bright colors, this is your palette. It's everything. So I'm going to be taking this color as my transition shade. So if you use this tip of keeping your base wet, you want to stamp in the shadows. You don't want to rub or swipe them in, you want to stamp them so they really stick to the base and you just get really, really rich pigment. And then you can lightly buff to blend out the edges. As you will have seen in my last video, I don't usually start with my eyes. I start with my base and then do my eyes, but these sorts of colors are harder to make. Sometimes they can have more fallout. That's just not something you really want, because if you have foundation on and then it sits in and it sinks in and then you can't get rid of it, you have like a blue smudge and it's just not cute. So by doing your eyes first, you can wipe away the fallout without leaving any residue, or you can use a makeup wipe and just get rid of it, and then you don't have to worry about it. So now I'm done with that transition shade. I'm taking the NYX single shadow in the shade Electroshock, and I'm going to be putting this in the crease and blending it up almost completely over this shade, but not quite to the edges. And I'm starting off light, and then I'm going to slowly build it up so we can avoid getting too much fallout. When blending shadows, you want to start off right in the crease, mainly focusing in the outer corner, and then blending in and up, because you don't want too much pigment concentrated on the inner corner of your eye. And obviously if you're trying to lightly blend up, you don't want to get massive amount of pigment like right up here, because then it's going to be really hard to blend. So you want to put the most amount of pigment here, blending it in here and up. You want to take your time blending. Don't do a rush job of it. If you want to get those really flawlessly blended edges, you want to take your time, go back and forth, light pressure. You don't want to be like really getting in there, just lightly brushing. Don't be afraid to build it up. It's really easy to add more rather than take away. I'm just going in with a big fluffy brush and wiping away any fallout that has accumulated. Also, when you're doing eyeshadow looks, don't be afraid to go back in with the previous shade to help blend out the edges. It can often help if you packed on way too much pigment and you can't blend it out. Take your previous color, stamp that on, It'll help just to buff it out and blend it in and make it less harsh. Going back into the Sephora palette, I'm going to be taking this shade right here, which is similar to the NYX shade if you can't find that shadow and you have this. But I'm just going to use that to deepen in the crease just slightly. This is a really nice electric blue shade, so if you really want that like electric, this is a really nice color. The NYX shade, even though it's a similar color, it's not quite as bright and vivid, so if that's what you're going for, this is the blue shade for you. Like, love it. And that's just a tiny bit of pigment on the brush. This palette's really good. It is really expensive, especially if you live in Canada. I think it's like over $90 with tax. It's pretty expensive, but it is a really good palette. It's got like, I mean, it's got every color you could ever want. It's really nice. It does have a lot of fallout, so if that bothers you, maybe don't go with this palette. I don't know if you saw that, but there's quite a lot of fallout. They have good pigmentation, and I mean, they blend really nicely. I haven't had any trouble with these shadows. So you can probably see I have this little thing here. I don't know what it is. A friend of mine also has a similar sort of thing. It's just like a small lump I have. I've had it for years. It doesn't go away. It's not like a pimple or anything. But yeah, so if you were wondering what that is, I don't know. It's just there. Next, I'm going to be taking the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette. This is one of the first eyeshadow palettes I ever got. I love this palette. You can't really tell, but I use it all the time. These two shades were my everything when I first got it. This is a really nice gold. Especially on paler skin tones, it's so nice. It's really pigmented, it's really nice, it's a really nice highlight as well. I think that's why it went so quickly. And this on pale skin tones is a really nice contour color. So back when I didn't really have that much makeup, I had like 2 eyeshadow palettes and like a couple lipsticks. This was my contour shade. This was the best I could do, so that also went really quickly, but this is a really good transition shade for any nude look. This orange, I love it. Again, a really nice transition shade for any sort of looks. In my next video, maybe I'll do my go-to like orange smoky eye, which is mainly these 2 colors. It's really simple, but really nice. And this whole bottom row, love it. So to deepen the crease, I'm going to be taking this shade on the end, Swallow, just to really get in the crease and deepen it to give my eye more dimension. Now I'm just going to be taking that same shade on a packer brush and putting that on the outer corner of my lid. And then going back with my blender brush and just blending out the edges to make sure it's nice and seamless. Also, if you ever see this side looking a bit more rough, this side of my this eye doesn't take pigment the same way as this does. This way, on this eye, pigment goes on super easy, super smooth. This eye hates it. It's patchy, it can be hard to blend, so this eye often looks a bit more rough, like it does today. That's not a reflection of the products or anything, it's just my eye. Fun times. Okay, so next I'm going to be doing my favorite thing in the whole world, cut creases. I love a good cut crease. I have hooded eyes. Let me just relax. I have hooded eyes. As you can see, my eye, part of my eyelid gets covered by this part of my eye. That's why I raise my eyebrows a lot, so that I have more lid space. But a really good way to combat that is to do a cut crease. It's super good, and you can carve out the crease and make it just look a lot bigger. So if you have hooded eyes like me, it's a really good technique to make your lids look bigger than they are. But it's also just a really nice, clean way to put shadows on your lid. Now, this can take a lot of practice. It took me a long time to master the cut crease, and even now I still have troubles. The people that do the cut creases that go like up and out, I don't like those, like on myself, and I really suck at them, so I don't do those. But I love doing a half cut crease, which is why I put this shadow on the outer corner. I'm just gonna get right to it so that you can see what I mean, because sometimes it can be hard to explain. So going back in with this foundation, I'm just gonna put some on the back of my hand. Whoa, that was a lot. And you want a flat synthetic brush to do this. One where you can really just carve that lid space. So I'm going to be taking this, making sure it's really flat, and dipping it in that foundation. So you could use foundation, concealer, anything like that. And then I'm going to cut the crease. So I'm going to come a bit closer for you guys. So I'm going to be showing you a good trick if you have hooded eyes like me. So with your brush, you're going to basically put the product on the lower part of your eyelid. Got out my eyelashes, fun. And you're going to look up all the way, and you're gonna get this nice line, and that is a guide of where your crease needs to be. Because when you put shadow on your lid, when you open your eyes and everything, it can transfer. So this shows you the place where no shadow will transfer up. So this is where you want to put your crease.
Find your way back home.
And I'm gonna stop it about there, and then just move the concealer all around. Now I'm just going to be putting shadows on top of that, so it'll really stick to the concealer and give you a really defined crease. Now for that, I'm going to be using the Violet Voss The Rainbow Eyeshadow Palette. This is an amazing palette. Oh my god. It's full of shimmers. Just all the rainbow. They are so good. This one and this one are like my two favorites. I love them so much. Today I'm going to be using this shade, Fiji, and just really packing that on the lid. Now using that same synthetic brush, I'm just gonna pack that on. Now again, you don't want to swipe, you want to pack it on, and then once you have it all down, you can finesse it in. For shimmer shades, don't be afraid to get in there with your fingers to pack it on. Now going back into the Androgyny palette with that dark blue shade and that same brush that I used to pack it on, I'm just going to be re-intensifying it and blending it into the lid color. Now I'm going to be taking the Aurora Glow Kit and taking the shade Orion and just lightly putting that on top. Now taking the NYX Roll-On Shimmer in the shade Light Blue. Again, just going to be putting that lightly on top. And this just adds some sparkle. Some sister sparkle. Now I'm just going to be taking some mascara and putting that on my lashes. Okay, pro tip, if you get mascara on your eye look, don't get really depressed. wait for it to dry, and take a little spoolie and use the end to just lightly like wipe over it, and it's gone. Trust me. So I just went ahead and used some makeup remover on the underneath of my eyes just to clean that up. And now we're going to move on to the base. It's pretty much going to be the same as in my last video, so I might edit this out. We'll find out. I did my base and everything. The only thing I haven't done is my highlight and my lips. Thought I'd bring you guys back for that. So for highlight, I'm gonna try something new. So I have the Cover FX glitter drops, and I've used these loads of times on my body. Oh my god, it looks amazing, but I've never used it as a highlighter. So I'm gonna be trying that out today. So I'm just gonna be using a different sponge to apply it. I'm kind of stressed. I hope this works. Okay, that's not working. I'm gonna use my finger, and that's not working either. Managed to blend her in. Okay, so the sponge did not work, like at all. Okay, so it took a lot of blending, but I managed to make it work. I mean, it looks stunning, and it's crazy gorgeous. But just to kind of set that, I'm going to be taking a tiny bit of Orion from the Aurora Glow Kit, just the tiniest little bit, just to set it and make sure it's in place. Oh yeah. Oh my god, these two together. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Wow. That is stunning. Now, I didn't put the glitter drops on my nose, so I'm just gonna highlight my nose. Damn. Now for lips, I'm gonna be taking the Model's Own lipstick in Coral Flesh. These Model's Own lipsticks are really nice. I have 3 of them. They're really comfy, so they're really nice. I'm pretty sure, yeah, they're from the UK. All my UK gals and guys, I mean, I don't judge. I love guys in makeup, like hello. Next, I'm going to be taking another Rimmel color, like I used in the last video. This is in the shade Blush. It's a really nice nude pink. This is actually one of my favorite nude lipsticks. It's so nice. And I'm just going to be putting that on the center a little bit and kind of blending it out. I lied, I'm going to put it all over. So finally, I'm going to be setting my face with the L'Oreal Infallible Setting Spray, and again, just fanning it dry. So here is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment down below telling me what kind of looks you want me to do next. Just let me know, give me your feedback. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you for watching this video. Again, this is the final look. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye!